Okay, pleased to say that we have Laura from Steamhaus joining us today. How are we doing today, Laura?
Yeah, good, thanks.
So, Laura, we're talking all things to do with the e-commerce North Show today. So, let's get to know you first of all. Just talk to us about what's your experience and background.
Okay, so I work for Steamhaus at the moment, who
Yeah.
are a public cloud and DevOps consultancy.
Okay.
We're very customer centric, so we're focused around the best solution for a customer. And I think my background kind of links into that. So prior to being at Steamhaus, I worked for Melbourne Server Hosting, who are a traditional hosting company with data centers. There I managed digital agencies and e-commerce businesses. And then prior to that, I worked for a platform that actually did e-commerce software. And my role there was working with retailers, helping them to come up with the strategy and implement the strategy for their e-commerce site, help it to grow. And before that, I also had my own e-commerce site. So my background is very much hosting and e-commerce. So I think it's my perspective is slightly different because I can see it from a retailer's perspective as well as a hosting perspective.
Okay, really cool, really cool. It's a great breadth of experience that you've got there. So looking at your talk that you're going to be doing at the show, why should people come to it? What's it going to be about?
So the talk's really about public cloud and how it's the best fit solution for e-commerce businesses.
Okay.
So we're going to start off explaining what is public cloud. You know, a lot of people may have misconceptions or are not really too sure on what is it. So I'll be covering that and then just working with the link to e-commerce sites. So, kind of linking in with the common growth plans and strategies that e-commerce businesses have and how public cloud can help them achieve those.
I think that's great. I mean, understanding public cloud and the benefits of it is a huge part about it anyway. What would the gains of the talk be then?
Well, I think because it is focused on e-commerce and tying public cloud into e-commerce, doing the link that way, it's really talking about the problems that retailers face and how a properly architected solution on a public cloud could help them. And as I said, it's looking at the growth plans that e-commerce companies typically will have and how that links in with the infrastructure. So, people will spend a lot of time redesigning their site, looking at the customer journey. It's kind of looking at infrastructure from that perspective.
Okay, that's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so then let's look at the show itself, right? You've got over 120 exhibitors. You've got tons of marketplace expertise and talkers like yourself, really keynote, very experienced people. Why do you think people should come to the show?
So, as you said, there's a number of industry experts, which it's a great opportunity to go listen to them speak, hear their experiences. It's also a good opportunity to see who's there, the exhibitors, who are the new players in the market, what new innovations there are, and obviously to network as well. Okay,
brilliant. Okay, and let's get focused back on yourself. What would you say that's brought you success in your career?
Well, as I said, my role is business development manager. So. Yeah. And prior to that, I've always been in very customer-centric roles. So I would say the main thing for me has been building relationships with people and trust with others, whether that be your peers, customers, anyone in the industry. Because I think there's a lot to be learned from listening to others, understanding people's issues, what's led to that issue, and also their insights and knowledge. So I think, learning and being inspired by others is something that I think is really, really beneficial.
Yeah, no, that's great insight. Okay. And what would be your best tip for anybody who's working in e-commerce or just looking to build their portfolio of self, if you like?
Yeah, sure. So I think I've said make time for others. That's building a solid network within your industry. If you can, speak to your competitors, understand them. A lot of the time you'll find that a lot of people are in the same boat, have the same issues. So it's really good to talk to others and understand their perspective. And as I said before, it's good to be inspired by others. It's
Yes.
finding something frustrating and you can talk to somebody else and they've actually got a different perspective. It can make you see that problem in a different way.
Yeah, no, I love that. And then talking about problems, if you like, this glorious skill of hindsight, right? So if you could go back in time, what would be the one thing that you wish somebody had told you, say, 10 years ago?
They probably did. I probably just didn't actually listen or take it on board at the time. But I think the one thing would be don't fear change, which covers every aspect of life, from your personal life, you know, the way that if you're constantly pushing yourself to be out of your comfort zone, you're going to see things as alternative solutions rather than issues. So it's, I think, definitely that, particularly in our industry, I think it is essentially, it's very relevant, because as technology and innovation are changing so rapidly, it's good to be always aware of new possible solutions. Nobody wants to be in a position where their software is out of date or it breaks because it's too old. You always want to be looking, is there something better? Is there a better solution for our issue?
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. So for anybody watching this, you know, if you want to meet Laura, if you want to hear more about what she's got to say and hear more nuggets of great insight, great advice like you've just heard, then the future of e-commerce is going to be at the show. It's free to register and you're going to get the opportunity, as I said, to meet people like Laura. So life doesn't get much better than that if you've got anything to do with e-commerce. So thanks for coming on, Laura.
No problem. Thank you.